game being played the same way for 7 years. Who would think like that?
I mean, that's honestly, it's what makes it a little bit boring, but I know that it's also to some people, they like to, it's kind of like how Big Run works, right? You get the same thing and then you work what works better and better and better. But we're going into this set now, and of course the unique thing I'm already going to point out is the GooTuber. Look at this GooTuber here. You gotta love to see it, but I'm not gonna lie, GooTubers can cook.
Oh no, we are not being YouTuber apologists in this voice call. I believe
you don't know me. You do not know me. I have appreciation for a little bit of everything, even if I hate the weapon. So, anyway, we're moving on here, and Omori fans already control. We can see the zap is going up onto the stack here, and or do I have it backwards here? I might have it backwards.
I believe Omori fans in the pink.
Yeah. Okay.
Cyan.
I'm going in towards and. I'm still trying to get it confused here, but Vac is trying to go out, but Kraken's gonna go try and take note of the Vac here, but it's getting now's up. There we go, 3 down. There we go, reverse on the zone finally.
Yeah, Omori fans finally gonna be chilling in the zone, and their comp is very interesting, to say the least. I do love to see Mint Decapitator side, and also Tetra Dually, so a bit of an interesting comp, but I think they're just kind of warming up for the game. But I mean, Roller just going to drop down on them. Hammer trying to, make a miracle happen in enemy territory, but Roller's going to be reclaimed by Disclaimer there. They're going to roll that out into the mid. Now, Omori fans starting from scratch, and they're already getting picked. These tri-strikes from the D-Tech is going to be so nice. And I think Disclaimer is just going to have a pretty strong hold here. Omori fans kind of have to buckle up here because, Disclaimer's here to play.
They truly are. Just like they were up and ready. They have the control here. They currently do have the lead, but it's still really early in the game. Like, they still got the 3 minutes. Blaster here on top. They just didn't quite get out of the explosion there in time, but they were able to trade in the process. We see the T-Tech is kind of the last alive here. One's trying to pick up the T-Tech, is able to get 2, but the Fizzy Bomb rains from above and gets that pick in the end. Oh, hello, that's a charger shot, and just taking out from the stack. Getting a jump in, and we see them, the Decav going around trying to pick up the Charger trying to run away, but of course can't quite hit the tap shots. Decav able to pick up the Charger, and we're just kind of going back, but we're definitely seeing the fights around these stacks towards the zone, but of course it's just neutral right now, and now Omori fans is able to regain control of it, and we see a 2v1 fight on that right-hand side there. Roller going down, Strikes going in, Bubble out as well, and it's just flipping back and forth here, and now we're in the middle game process here. We do have 2 down on the side of Disclaimer, but you never know what's going to happen here. We see the Rollers just trying to cause a little fuss here on the side while the Kraken's going out. The Decav does see it, just trying to push it out. They are hiding, and now they have team support here. The Bomb just managing to get there. I think, oh yeah, the Bomb able to just barely get that, but we're getting the fights here in the mid game, and Omori fans able to keep, or backwards, sorry, the colors are confusing me. But anyway, there's been a 2 down stagger here and there.
Yeah, I mean, right now, Omori fans is holding onto the zone. They have the lead for hands, Strikes are coming in, try and neutralize that zone, get it back in favor of Disclaimer, but Omori fans still going to hold on to it. Nick in this Decapitator bubble is being so strong, but finally going to be taken down. 4-2 in favor of Disclaimer. Probably going to flip the zone, especially with that deep back shot, but nice shot from Ren with the GooTuber, but the Vac is going to find 2 picks on its own. Flip that zone back into the favor of Disclaimer. They have some work to do to get the lead back, but Omori fans 3 down, Tetra is the last alive. They could force a stagger here, and if they can just perpetuate that for a little bit longer, the lead could be theirs. I mean, they're already through that penalty. There's about 30 points to go thereafter. It's definitely within the realm of possibility. It's just you have to stay sharp, mark where everyone is going to be, especially mark that Tetra and that Decapitator. They can get absolutely behind enemy lines, but right now, I mean, Disclaimer's just being very strong around the zone. They have to find some pick, though. Here comes the Slider, finds the pick onto the Roller, neutralizes the zone, but Slider gets taken down. It's just going to be the GooTuber to make a miracle happen, but I don't think it's going to be happening fast enough, as a knockout is imminent here from Disclaimer in game 1.
The classic Reef Slider, I'm going to come in and change it all. That game, that last minute there, it was like last minute here, chaos did in fact happen, and it was just kind of back and forth. We were right there. The Reef Slider comes to try to get it, causes chaos, but in the end it was
a little bit longer.
Disclaimer that was able to still hold it in the end. The Reef Slider did flip it for a little bit, but everybody else was still there, and of course the GooTuber was the only one left alive, so just couldn't quite get it.
especially
But
Marquez Tetra
that
has
was a
the
lot of
absolute-
just
they can
back and forth
get
action. Of
absolutely
course,
behind
like
enemy
this is
lines,
how
but
Mako Mart
right
is.
now,
It's back and
I
forth
mean,
until the
Slammer's
very
being
end.
very strong around the zone.
It's to a
They
point. I
have
just
to
call
fight
it. This
Mako
is
here. Slider
it's just
finds the
your
pick on the
classic
board, moves
turf
on to the
war
zone.
game
The Slider
that
gets taken down.
happens in
It's
like
just
the
gonna be
last
the
minute,
Goober
last
to make a
30
miracle
seconds
happen,
even.
but I don't think
Is
it's gonna be
when
happening
the
fast
game
enough
is
as a
going
knock
to
into
really matter here at this point when it's this even.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta have that clutch gene at the end of there. You know, you can't just have a strong early game and just kind of expect that that's gonna be enough to carry you through the end. Especially, you know, at a tournament like Proving Grounds where you have a lot of, you know, the high level talent that the scene has to offer. You know, you really can't let up on the gas until the game says game. Just because high level players are really good at just taking an inch and just getting a mile out of it. So any little mistake you allow them while you're just being in control of the zone, they can absolutely flip that on your head. So huge props to Disclaimer for being, you know, just extremely vigilant throughout the entire game, and getting a nice little comeback there at the end with a knockout.
Yeah, the biggest, I guess, setback to people who are trying to break their way like out of low level and even in mid level and going up is their biggest enemy is hesitation. And I speak from experience because when during a game, as soon as you hesitate, your moment is immediately lost. Like the ones who have defeated this enemy will just shove you back and you have no idea what to do and you have to just find that way to reset. So once you get past that and defeat that, you'll just see there's just a snap effect. Just as soon as one thing's done, the next thing's already happening.
All right, now we're going on to game 2. GooTuber sadly going to be put to rest. We are going to be seeing the Dreadringer coming out on the side of Disclaimer, and we're going to be going over to Undertow Spillway on Splat Zones. Not something, you know, I would expect to see this early in the tournament, but it's definitely a guilty pleasure of mine. I know many people don't share that sentiment, but let's just get right into it. Both teams already taking control of their own zone, but the Dreadringer, definitely one to watch. Going to be finding a ton of assists with that 52 gal and going to be painting the zone so incredibly well.
The really nice thing here is that the Splat Roller is still staying out here too. I've seen a lot of Bubble comps lately making their appearance, and Bubble on really most modes can be effective, and we're seeing that still here. So when you get the Bubble set up, it'll be great, but also you have to put it in a good spot here on this map because those upper glass parts can actually shrink it. So it can be a good and maybe a set down there, but the roller covering the ledges as well, just with the blaster, definitely something to look out for with the ranged weapons like the pencil and the edit, just trying to maintain the middle there. Just keep an eye on the ledges below.
Yeah, I mean, nice flank here from Cosmic on that 52 gal to find the on the pencil. It can allow Disclaimer to get back into the middle of the map. They don't have a stronghold on zone quite yet, but I mean, you kind of take what you can get. 52 battle is going to go in the favor of Amorifan's Nick right there. Amorifan's going to get back into the swing of things on that zone, especially aided by that crab tank here. For now, that crab tank is expired. There's a Reflighter at the ready as well as a Bubbler, so Disclaimer certainly has the resources to get the zone back in their favor and start bringing it all together. But, I mean, right now, Disclaimer's going to do exactly that, starting to move up in the map, and now 2 alive on Amorifan. It's a dangerous situation. They have to get the pick on the Dreadringer, or they're going to trade it out, though. Full wipe scenario essentially for Amorifan, but Disclaimer's going to be getting the lead.
Just dodging the Kraken there, like not making themselves known. Roller just holding there, but yeah, lead has been reclaimed. The Roller here just was trying to get something done, but of course, Paint was coming in too fast. Did have to back up. Is coolered now, can go back in. Edit's going to jump on over these whales. It looks like a pick did happen on the other side. Nick got 2 on the right-hand side there and is coming in for the edit, but now we're swapping over to the pencil here as they're just maintaining the zone control and looking to push forward here with the team. Of course, putting the sprinkler up high, putting the little rain of doom if people are trying to push up. And people will forget about it and be like, here's the chip damage. Wait, how did I get so low? Hey, there's a sprinkler up there.
Cool sprinkler of Doom action up there. You know, we're still celebrating Splatfest even while playing Proving Grounds. Regardless, Disclaimer trying to get back into mid, but Amorifan staying alive, staying stalwart here. Reefhead is going to get the pick onto the range blaster, but looks like Amorifan is going to be holding on with their lives just a little bit longer. Crab Tank going to be popped out as well, trying to swing things, you know, back into their favor. As Disclaimer, you know, pushing quite aggressively. 52 bounce going to find the jump out though. That should be enough to get the zone back in favor of Omori fans. Another pick on the roller, and yeah, 3 down is just going to be this edit, and Nick already forcing them to jump out. So essentially, Disclaimer is going to be starting from scratch here, and they don't even have to leave anymore. So Omori fans in a very strong position, especially almost being done with that penalty. A few more picks can definitely cycle the game even more in their favor.
This is definitely what Omori fans wanted. They've got the blaster locking at one side, Pencils in the middle. It looks like Nick did go down as the roller and the edit were working together, but the Kraken's going to go in. They really want to find this pick on the edit or push him aside, but are just going to where kind of the danger is, just trying to zone people out here. But Blaster ended up being in a rough spot, had to jump out. Roller comes onto the zone, pops Bubble. So Disclaimer here, managing to get back out successfully and pushing them back, but Omori fans has a response to this, as Crab was ready, and it looks like Nick does go down, or not Nick, but yeah, the 52 does go down on the backside there, and zones are now back and forth on the side. Pick going down on that Dreadbringer. Roller going to try to cover the other side for now. Cooler is out, and it looks like 52 is really close to Whale again. They are going to yep, they are going to probably try and push with this one, but the Blaster got picked in the process, but the Whale gets 2 in return.
Whale double is not something you see every day, but I mean, Omori fans' Nick is going to be doing exactly that. It's such a hard position for Disclaimer, especially on a split zone map. It's really hard to get an extended push, which is what they need for the lead, but they're just not able to find the opportunity because the zone is so easy to contest. So they really have to get a stronghold beyond the zone to maintain it for a long time. With 30 seconds to go, that is the game plan that they have to play to, and it's going to be hard when there's only one player left alive. That Heavy Edit forced to jump out, and now Disclaimer only has 20 seconds to get the zones back into control and get this decisive hold established before that overtime starts. And Omori fans is just going to be sitting in front of the zone and waiting for them to walk right into them. But the roller finds to take on the Range Blaster, though. 4 versus 2 situation in favor of Disclaimer. They're going to get the cap on the zone, forcing the pencil onto the snipe with the Flash player. Roller trying to grab the drops. There's one, trying to find the pencil, but it's going to be stuck on the wall, and the pencil gets the tap dropped, and that's going to be enough for the wipeout and enough for game 2 to go to Omori fans.
Oh, that pushback out from Disclaimer was actually looking really strong because Octosmic on the backside on the left glass area was in a 1v1 with the 52, Dread v52, and the Dread came out on top, allowing Disclaimer to come back in, and they were able to push it back, and the roller, oh my gosh, I felt that roller hit last moment where the horizontal click didn't do enough to get the pencil, and it would have been, you know, it's just like, man, I probably could have vertical, would have got it, but the horizontal click just didn't quite do enough, and they were just kind of debating pencil crab, and it was just, oh my gosh, but got the one, just didn't quite get the full,
but it's going to be stuck on the wall, and the pencil gets the tap
like,
drop,
oh no, I didn't get it, and it was very important, but still
only
at the
has 20
backside, the rest of the team did go down, so even if that pick did happen, it still would have been difficult to even keep that because the rest of Disclaimer went down.
Yeah, that's for certain. I mean, as soon as Disclaimer went 2 down there while the roller was trying to get the pick on the pencil or the crab tank, it was just a really rough position to be in, and I mean, the roller and subsequently the edit going down just kind of sealed the deal. So, Devi, we're already in a game 3 scenario here. It's the first set on the Proving Ground stream between seeds 16 and 17. This set was designed to be pretty even, and it looks like it's going to be manufactured in such a way that that is going to be the case. So already both these teams pushing each other to the brink, and I'm excited to see how the set is going to conclude.
You gotta love to see it, and also with some of the first sets, like, you know, it's the first set, some people, like, you know, they're just getting into it. So as you get through the first set, you'll see people starting to warm up more, and then their true power is going to show. And they'll be like, I wish I had this at the start. So this is why people, you know, when they can warm up ahead of time, it's great. But now we're seeing this true power come to life, and now we have the Nautilus coming out on the yellow side here for Splat Zone's Mahi.
Yeah, Zone's Mahi, Nautilus is coming out. Is actually not going to work in the favor of Disclaimer at all. Omori fans getting an early wipeout, only losing one of their members in the process. Already all coolered up, pushing up super far, putting pressure on the pencil as well. This is about as good of a start as you can ask for if you're on the Omori fan side, and already this water is threatening to drop in just about the first 40 so seconds. More picks is only going to extend this pressure that Omori fans is putting onto Disclaimer right now. RB trying to find the pick on the T-Tech, not able to do so quite yet. The Zoom is going to be hopping onto the plat, trying to cause as much chaos as possible, but the T-Tech putting a stop to it, finding 2 nice picks. Could be enough to let Disclaimer back into mid. Third pick is going to be happening, but man, Omori fans caused so much damage, already down into the 20s.
Already down to the 20s, but it is still early because if Disclaimer can still come back in and possibly hold, like the Roller's doing a good job holding the corner, but there is still one on the side and just trades back and forth. We do have the penalty down, and like I said, it is still early. It is still a pretty decent lead, but Omori fans just has to make sure that they can actually break back out properly and continue to get caps. But from what they're doing right now, they're being a little bit more patient here and able to pick off people first and then they're gonna go. But right off the start of the game, they were just like, we're gonna run and we're not gonna stop, and that's what happened.
We are running and gunning to start off this game 3, and I mean, it's already working in Omori fans' favor. They're almost done with that penalty, and they only have 30 ticks to go to get this knockout here in game 3 and just seal up the set then and there. So, strikes are coming out here from Disclaimer, still trying to get the fighting life. They're going to get the cap on the zone by themselves this time, but here comes the Kraken, finds one pick onto the Rollers, hunting for this T-tick on the snipe area, is going to force the displacement and get Omori fans to the zone back in their favor. And now, another brawl in mid is going to, start out 3v3 is the current score. ECSP with that Roller rolling in forward, trying to get some more picks. Picks are just happening on either side, but it's going in the favor of Omori fans here in Disclaimer. Yet again, having to start from scratch, and they don't have a lot of time to do it.
I give shoutouts to this Roller here. This Roller, even with like the little bit of ink present from what we saw on that last play, they still managed to go around and they got 2 picks. Just going in like the littlest bit of ink that they had possible and able to go through with it. That was crazy, and it's still like, it's really helping out Disclaimer go forward. And even so, this T-Tech, we just saw them just collapse on the other side, able to help get another 2, and they're able to hold zone here, and they do have strikes at the ready, so we'll see how long they can hold this one. And it looks like, I think Cooler was just present from the pencil, so we'll see what happens here, because it looks like Omori fans does have a push ready of their own, but they're able to pick the 52 before drop. Kraken wants to find a pick here, but are they going to be able to find it? No, they're not. We see that the bomb is just going around. That curling bomb just blocking off some of the paint. It just kind of denied the blaster, and the Roller comes in and just bops him out of play.
This is a scary situation here for Omori fans. Disclaimer has a good amount of control on the zone. A few more picks, and it's going to be Raps, but the 52 finds the pick before the bubble goes up. That's a massive pick there for Nick, and that's going to keep Omori fans in this game. Whales coming out as well to try and damage all players around the map. A minute and a half to go on this main game timer here, and Omori fans trying to stop, any sort of shenanigans from happening. They had a scare then and there, but they want to prevent anything like that from happening again. So here we go. About 20 ticks left on this zone timer. Disclaimer has to move now if they want to stay in this set, and they don't have a lot of time to do it. Pencil is down already. Roller gets the pick on the range blast and go, but the Roller goes down. The Nautilus goes down. It's just the T-Tech, and that cannot be enough. Omori fans takes the set 2-1.
Oh, that was literally going down to the wire. Disclaimer had some really good comebacks in, especially with the Roller just being able to sneak around and get 2. We saw the T-Tech able to follow up on another and get another 2, but it just wasn't enough to hold. And right at the end there, the bomb, just the blaster guarding that ledge, the bomb picked one, the others were able to drop down, but of course it was not quite enough. The T-Tech just trying to go all out at the end there. Did have strikes pop right at the end, but the rest of the Omori fans was there, probably going to be able to paint it over anyways. But man, they tried. They really did. You can see it. Just go back out there.
They don't have a lot of time to do it. Pencil is down already. Roller gets the pick on the range blast. The Roller goes down. The Nautilus goes down. It's just the T-Tech. End this game. Whales coming out
going to interrupt situation if there's any more time left on the board.
A minute and a half to go on
again,
this, main
what a
game
clincher for that game 3 for the end. Like it was going down there where Disclaimer was close to getting it back, but even with the rush down, they wouldn't have had it secured enough to be able to keep it.
About 20 ticks left on this zone timer. Disclaimer has to that was now down to the wire. The T-Tech on the side of Pencil is down already. Roller gets the pick on the range blast, but the Roller goes down. The Nautilus goes down. It's just the Roller player also put on a ton of pressure. But, I mean, you got to give it to Omori fans. They played so incredibly strong. Once they got that GooTuber out of their system, they locked in exactly as they needed to, and they got that set going in just